Hello! Welcome back to Summer Storytime. Now, as you can see on my Wild World adventures this week, I've ended up in Wonderland, along with Alice and Tweedledum and Tweedledee and the Queen of Hearts, and just behind me you may be able to see the Mad Hatter and the March Hare. Now, this week's story comes from this book here, Secret Tales from Wales by Daniel Morden, and this story is called Black Robin. Is it better to be born lucky or clever? There once lived a poor man. Because he was a charcoal burner, he was known as Robin Ddu, or Black Robin. He was as thin as a stick. He was so broke, he boiled his shoes for soup. Every Friday evening, when market was over, he went to town and searched the street for whatever vegetables had been left behind. Once he was crawling in the gutter when a gold coin dropped right in front of him. Robin looked up and saw a pair of shiny boots. On top of the boots were a pair of tailored trousers. On top of the tailored trousers, a bronze buckled belt. On top of the belt, a silk shirt. A gentleman in a velvet cloak loomed over him. "Thank you," said Robin. "Tell me, what kind of business has brought you such wealth?" "Business, my friend? You are mistaken. I'm far too honest to be a businessman. I am a thief." "So what kind of thievery pays you so well?" "You remind me of me. I was once down on my luck, so I will tell you a secret. I bought myself a cloak, a crystal ball, and a couple of old books and proclaimed myself to be the finest magician in the world. Now, folk beg me to solve their problems. When they are desperate, people will believe anything. Why not do the same?" "Why not indeed? Thank you, brother. Here, have my cloak. I'll buy another." Robin walked to a town where no one knew him and painted a sign which read, "The Wise Wizard of the West." He sat in the marketplace, muttering under his breath and making strange signs in the air. Very quickly, word spread through the town about a remarkable stranger with miraculous powers. The mayor sent for him. "Welcome, O wise wizard. I have a private matter I hope you can help me with." Robin hadn't eaten more than a stale crust of bread for a fortnight. "I can't enchant on an empty stomach." "Then tonight you dine with me." A trickle of drool dribbled out of the corner of Robin's mouth. "What are we having?" "Oh, I don't know. I leave it to the servants, and I am afraid there will only be 3 courses. 3 courses? He was so excited he couldn't keep up his pretense of wisdom. All the way to the mayor's mansion, all Robin could say was, 3 courses, 3 courses. So the mayor grew suspicious. "This is just some rogue after a meal. I'll put him to the test." He summoned one of his servants. The mayor whispered in the servant's ear, then said to Robin, "Great mage, I can't wait any longer to see you in action, but before we eat, I wonder if you would be kind enough to give me a demonstration of your remarkable powers." The wise wizard, Robin, went white. "I'm not some conjurer who pulls rabbits out of hats, you know." "Of course, but surely a task as simple as this." He clapped, and a plate covered with a large bowl was brought in. "Will be easy for one so skilled in the mystic arts. Tell me, What is under that bowl? The wise wizard put his face in his hands. He shook his head and said, "Robin, they've caught you." The mayor gasped. The servants cried out in wonder. The bowl was lifted to reveal a robin pecking at the plate. "Astounding," said the mayor. "Please forgive me for doubting your magical abilities. Listen to me now. Someone has stolen a precious jewel. I'll pay you in gold to locate the thief." Robin's belly gurgled. "What about the 3 courses? Forgive me." The mayor clapped his hands again. In came a waiter with a tray and 2 bowls of steaming soup. If Robin had been more observant, perhaps he would have spotted the waiter was trembling. You see, he and the other 3 waiters were the thieves. At last he could eat. Robin couldn't control his excitement. He cried out, "There's the first!" Crash! The waiter dropped the tray and bolted back into the kitchen. "He knows!" "Don't be ridiculous. How could he possibly know?" said the second waiter. "Get out there with more soup before they suspect something." So the first servant took out 2 more bowls, shaking from head to foot. Robin, ravenous, watched the servants every step. Once he was back in the kitchen, the first servant said to the second, "I can't go back to the table. He stared at me so intently, I could feel him peering into my soul." "Nonsense! Leave this to me." The soup wasn't enough for Robin, so when the next course appeared, plates of roast beef, mashed potato, carrots, peas, and horseradish sauce, he stood up and cried, "There's the second!" The waiter stumbled. "What's wrong with you people today?" said the mayor. "I beg your pardon, Your Honour. I slipped on some soup." He staggered back into the kitchen and hissed to his fellows, "You were right. But how could this wizard possibly know our secret?" "You pair of spineless cowards," said the third. "He doesn't know a thing. Watch this." Robin liked the starter. He enjoyed the main course, but the dessert was his favourite. "Any minute now," he thought, licking his lips. "I hope there's custard." So when a waiter emerged from the kitchen with a choice of steaming puddings, Robin leapt to his feet, clapped his hands and cried, "Here comes the third!" The waiter went as white as a candle. It was all he could do to stay upright. As soon as he was back in the kitchen, he said to the others, "You were right. He knows everything." If you're so wise, how come he hasn't mentioned me? Said the 4th waiter. Now, after a big meal, Robin liked a pipe, so he went to the fireplace beside the kitchen for a flame. He rummaged in his bag for the pipe. He searched and searched until, exasperated, he cried, "I know you're in there. Come out at once." Behind the kitchen door, the 4th waiter's blood ran cold. He crept into the hall and beckoned Robin. When they were alone with him, the waiters dropped to their knees and cried, "All-seeing Archmage, you have us at your mercy. If you tell the mayor the truth, he will have us hanged for stealing the jewel. Think of our families." Robin was flabbergasted, but he assumed a stern expression and said, "You should be ashamed of yourselves." They cowered even lower and whimpered even more. "Bring me the jewel and a ball of dough." They did. He pushed the diamond into the dough and fed it to the mare's goose. Robin led the mare out into the garden. "There," he said, pointing at the goose. "There's your thief." They cut open the bird and found the jewel. It must have fallen from your wife's dressing table and been swept up by a servant. When the rubbish was thrown out, the goose found it and swallowed it. The mayor was overjoyed. He heaped gold upon the wise wizard and said, "Truly, nothing is hidden from you." "Too true, too true. I have a gift from God." "It is as if you can see everything." "I can," said Robin, thinking about dinner. "I can see everything." "In that case, my wife is pregnant. Girl or a boy?" "What? I thought you could see everything." "I can. It's just she isn't here." "Servants, fetch her." In came the mayor's wife. Robin's mind was racing. "Walk up and down, would you please?" She did. Robin said, "When she comes towards me, I see a boy. When she walks away, a girl." You know what? The mayor's wife gave birth to twins. So which was Robin? Was he lucky or was he clever? And that was the story of Black Robin from Secret Tales from Wales. I hope you enjoyed this summer story time, and we'll see you again next week for another story. So until then, bye for now.